It's the Sports Talk Now podcast. Welcome to Sports Talk Now, the go-to pod for everything sports. I am the Pundit, and if you are a returning listener, I must say, do not be alarmed. I know you are not used to my voice first. There's a good reason for that, and we'll get to it. But the bare bones of it is we are in a new recording location today. We are in my house. I did not expect for this to happen. I wouldn't say I prefer it.
Sorry.
Okay, all right, wait. I am accompanied by Jackie, the host Jackie, who will assume his host duties in a moment. But basically, due to, I'd say unforeseen circumstances, but I think we could have seen this coming.
Well,
Wait. I have looked deep into myself, and found the Good Samaritan that is here and always was here. And I've allowed Jackie to stay in my home for the foreseeable future. It is not ideal, as I've said, but he has a place on my living room floor. So we got him a sleeping bag, a pillow from Walmart, so I believe he's comfortable. I prefer to have all my furniture in my room, as most of you probably know. I'm a hardworking man, and I need different places to sit when I'm working. So we have him all suited up in the living room. So yeah, Jackie, would you like to tell our guests why you have to be here and why we're doing this pod here?
well, first, you have a lovely home.
Yes, I do.
I've never been invited over, so this is nice. So there was a little construction you could hear in the background of last episode, and that was because I was having some roof issues due to a storm that rolled through. Nothing serious, nothing, not a hurricane, not a tropical storm, just some light torrential downpour, and my home has been in sort of
Shambles.
It's shambles for a while now. I ever since my girlfriend moved out, she was sort of the handy manny of the group, and so just having the place to myself, it had kind of fallen apart, and the roof was in need of some fixing. So I got a guy to come in who was a family friend, so trusted him, and he said he would take my roof apart free of charge. And I said, "Yep, sure, go."
He used those words.
Yeah.
He used only those words.
Yeah.
I will take your roof apart. That's what he said.
I thought the put it back together as better
You thought that
was implied.
Right, but
it turns out I had a lot of copper wire in my roof, which is actually worth quite a bit in the construction game, I've come to understand. And he slowly took apart my roof piece by piece, and till it was all gone. And I sat without the roof and for a couple of days. So obviously my house has even it was in shambles, but it's seen better days even than now. And a lot of the equipment there is now waterlogged, and so we had to kind of think on the fly here. So that's what happened. I appreciate the Pundit having me here.
it's the most I can do.
Do you think we could turn the heat on at night, or it's getting
yes. There is heat in my room.
Yeah, you have the space heater, I know.
Right. it's just expensive this time of year.
I understand. I don't know why I asked.
There might be some blankets in the basement. Well,
And
I'll send
I
somebody
usually
to check. I'll
run
send you
my
the check.
I usually run my clothes through the dryer before I go to bed anyway, and so that keeps me warm enough.
You're using the dryer? My dryer? The one
Slow, like
next to the bathroom.
25 minutes.
Quick wash.
Yeah.
Okay. Without further ado, we should get this show on the road.
Sure. All right. So, and I will start the clock now. Right back to the Storts. So, we because a nice benefit, and there's many. A nice benefit of us being in such close proximity to one another is we actually got to watch a first football game ever together, which was this past week's Thursday night football. And
yeah.
I was wondering, you were locked in, and I kept trying to be like, whoa, what, did you see that? And you were just like in a fugue state, like just so locked in. And I would try and
I did tell you not to talk to me during the game.
You did, and you would tell me to, when you needed a water, you'd ask for some water. Or when you didn't want to miss anything. So when you would have to go to
I didn't.
When you would have to go to the bathroom, you would have me do play-by-play, which of course you were very good about correcting my mistakes as I did that. So I learned a lot that way. Should we do a game recap or anything like that?
I think most people saw the game, so I don't think that's necessary. All right, that's my equipment. Can you be careful with that?
Sorry.
We could go over what you learned, though, because it is a learning experience for you, and it should be for our listeners.
Yes.
So we can go back and talk about your aha moments.
Yes.
For Thursday Night Football.
Well, what I thought was interesting, first off the bat, depending on where the ball is on the field, it's sometimes players, you want to get to the end zone, which I get that. That's the end. That's the end of the field. Mm-hmm. But depending on how far back you start, you might start at the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was that's crazy.
Yeah. They don't call it the start zone, but that's because the ball can be each team is trying to score in a different end zone, correct?
Yes.
No one's trying to score in a start zone.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say if the ball gets intercepted, the end zone behind the offense then becomes the other team's end zone. Mm-hmm. And it's a little confusing. It's sort of like the English language. There's all these rules, but then we break the rules. Yeah, and then
and what was really threw me off was, I'm used to my favorite sport event of the year. This is a hot take, I think, is the Super Bowl. And at the Super Bowl, each end zone has the teams that are playing. So I know that's where they're trying to get, and that's where they're trying to get. And then they switch off just for fun. Mm-hmm. Just so each logo gets equal time,
Yes. I believe they're changing that this year.
Oh.
I think they're going to change the end zones. They have the technology to change the logo of the team when that team is scoring in a different end zone.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. And so, it was definitely hard to tell where people were trying to get to at first for me, but I was able to figure it out. I learned a lot about the metric system because, we don't use yards here.
No, just for football.
Just for football.
And for good reason. Because nobody really knows what a yard is.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell, even on the field sometimes, what a yard is.
And you want to hear something hilarious?
Okay.
Some people say football's a war of inches.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's a war of yards.
Yeah. Well, you're right there.
All right,
okay. You got me there. Yeah. I can't push back on that. Yeah.
I know it's not a comedy show.
No. So we should move away from that. But I acknowledge that's a good joke.
Appreciate that. My question for you was, is there anything you learned considering, you've watched so much football in your life, but the thing that keeps you coming back to it is there's always something new to glean from it. So, while I definitely have a very basic learning, if you're playing three-dimensional chess.
Yeah. Well, some people say that they're a student of life. And for a while, I did consider myself a student of sports in the lifetime sense. However, in the last few years, I do believe I've developed an expertise that is unmatched. So I don't think I could be a student of sports anymore. I am a teacher, a professor of sorts.
You went to grad school.
I went to grad school.
You got your doctorate.
Yes. But I did learn from looking at you in your eyes, because I did look at you sometimes, as much as I was locked in when I was coming from the bathroom. I saw you looking at the TV. I saw your excitement. I saw your confusion. And it's sort of like, watching a baby like see right side up for the first time.
Yeah.
Because babies see upside down for the first
especially
2-3 years of their life.
And baby bats most of their lives.
Correct. So it was like watching a baby bat. Not the baseball bat.
Okay. All right. The jokes we got to
I know
stop.
we got to cut it off. It was like watching a baby bat. I saw your wings spread a little bit when you did notice the yards thing. Your wings got a little bigger there.
I said yards and you said shh.
Yeah, I said wait till after the game. And then I'll let you tell me. And you held on to it. You remembered. And as much as this has been a tough week for me,
it hasn't. Okay.
It was really nice to see, and I'm proud of you.
Well, something else I learned was there was a moment in the game where one of the gentlemen on the field took down the quarterback, took him down to the ground. And I went,
Sack.
Yes, sack. And they called it a sack because
as you would throw a sack on the ground, you throw the quarterback on the ground.
And he did go down like a sack. And you said under your breath, you just sort of like you said, offense is great, defense wins championships. And
I heard that.
I had heard that, and I had never heard it before, and so that sort of inversed the way I think about sports, because I'm all like scoring. You got to score. You got to score. You got to get more points. Let's get more points on the board.
And you're right. And I'll explain what I meant by that. Defense wins championships because often on defense you still can score. So if that sack had turned into a sack fumble, where the quarterback dropped the ball and the other team picked it up, ran to the end zone, that would have been points. That would have won a championship.
I see what you're saying, that the defense creates scoring opportunities.
Correct.
So defense wins championships, but maybe offense wins games?
We'll put a pin in that.
Okay.
Perhaps is what I'm going to say to that.
Okay. You sort of, as I was, and you never really, like, you kept telling me to be quiet. So I looked this up after the game, but I was able to, because there were just so many guys all over the field that I was struggling to know who was going to go. It's like, all right, the whistle blows and they all seem ready to go, and I just didn't know who was going to catch the ball or who was going to run. And so I had some difficulty identifying all the positions, but with my research, I was able to figure out a mnemonic device to remember all of the offensive positions on the field.
Okay, great.
Quick walruses run tightly.
And that refers to the quarterback,
yes,
wide receiver, running back, and tight end.
Yes, and the last two, I tried other variations like Quick walruses roll thickly. Quick walruses romp tiny. And I really struggled with the running back and the tight end, so I just had to incorporate the words run and tightly. So,
and I think that's fine. I think that'll help people remember it even more. But you are forgetting a crucial position. And you know what? I'm gonna jump into this game. I'm not a word guy.
Oh.
I'm a sports guy. As people know. But you are forgetting a position. Would you mind saying exactly what you just said? Your mnemonic device, so that I can add what you're missing right afterwards.
Walruses run tightly.
Ooh.
Offensive line?
Yes, it's for the offensive lineman. Okay.
That's... Wow. Way to end on a lesson.
That's the buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe it's my turn.
Yes, go for it.
Okay. So we've been talking about football a lot lately. And for those who don't watch football, I'm sorry. But watch it.
Yeah.
We have something really fun coming up. It's called the World Series playoffs. That's the baseball league. What? No drinking in here.
No, that was the crack of the bat and the...
Okay. I swore I saw you with a soda. So the baseball playoffs are coming up. And you can hear the... All right, what is that?
Nothing. It was nothing.
Okay. The baseball playoffs are coming up. And as everyone knows, in every series, there are 7 possible games. It is a best of 7 series. If you win 4 games, you win the series. This playoffs, I predict something unprecedented.
Okay.
I predict the 8th game. Because in the playoffs, if it makes it to the 12th inning, they declare that game null and void. So I believe in one of these series, I won't say which one, there will be a team that won 3 games and a team that won 3 games. Game 7 rolls around. No one's winning by inning 12. No more game. They start a new game. Someone wins that. They win the series. It's the 8th game.
Wow. Very interesting.
You'll see.
And my buzzer beater is... Quick walruses run tightly. Ooh.
Oh my God. Are you... Jackie?
Quick walruses run tightly. Ooh.
You lost me.
Kicker.
Oh, right. But the kicker's not on the field at the same time.
But they're still on the offense.
I think that would mislead people.
Okay.
That's its own thing.
Fine.
Okay, what's the attitude?
No, nothing. No, it's fine. Fine. Like fine. Like fine.
Like fine. Okay.
Like
that's what I
like
thought.
that take was fine. All right. God, I can't sleep. I've been up for like 2 days.
Yeah. Oh, so I am having a little get together tonight.
Oh, cool. Who's coming over?
Would you mind? I know this place that they let people stay the night, for very cheap. It's downtown. I'll give you the address.
Like a shelter?
It's a shelter. I don't know. There are other words for it, but yeah.
Okay.
All right. This has been Sports Talk Now. We'll see you next week. It's the Sports Talk Now podcast.